I wanted to welcome in now Alfonso Aguilar, former chief with the U.S. Office of Citizenship. Alfonso, glad to have you join this conversation about the idea of giving out driver's license to folks who aren't here legally. Just wanted to get your thoughts.
Well, this is a way for the left to try to legalize their presence in our communities, right? To allow them to drive throughout a specific city or community, and at the end, this serves as another magnet for illegal migrants when they see that there are places in the U.S. that are welcoming illegal immigrants and giving them all sorts of benefits. Then obviously that encourages them to come to the U.S. And yeah, it is a document that allows them, a driver license allows you to do a lot of things in your community. So rather than having policies that deter people from coming in illegally and settling in the country, these are the type of policies that say, come on here, it doesn't matter you're illegal, we'll make sure that you're able to operate legally within our society. So these policies really don't help. And I'm surprised because Chicago has many issues, limited resources, crime is out of control, violent gun crime out of control. And with this, they're going to encourage more people to get on a bus and go to Chicago. So if you're living in Chicago, things are not going to get better, they're going to get worse.
I'm just anxious to also see, for those who came across the country illegally, how many of them would be lining up. Again, you've already broken the law by coming into the country illegally. What is your incentive to go ahead and just start driving legally, running to the DMV to give up information or to be vetted in a larger process? Perhaps it may not be as incentivized as one might think. I wanted to show this to you. We've just obtained this video just coming in. It's been released from the Chicago Transit Authority, showing 4 illegal migrants, this from Venezuela, allegedly putting a man in a chokehold. Watch this video. Then robbing him. Again, this took place back in February in the same city that we're talking about here. Alfonso, we just welcomed you on, so I'll stay with you on this as we watch some of this video here. You've seen some of these, again, citizens here. Now you see some coming across illegally. These reportedly from Venezuela happened back in February. The incentive there for those living here legally, in Chicago, these are some of the crimes that you've seen, a lot of it in New York and some of these major cities. Doesn't necessarily make you excited for those that are coming into the country illegally, and you see crimes like that, Alfonso.
No, it's really troubling, and this is what Biden's border policies have led to. Now we're seeing Venezuelan gangs. We're seeing the Venezuelan gang crime that has plagued all of Latin America. This gangs, the so-called Tren de Aragua, has been operating in different cities throughout Latin America, generating more crime, violent crime in those countries. And now with these massive flows of people, they know that to our southern border, they know that they can easily get in our country. So we're starting to see a Venezuelan crime, some tied to Tren de Aragua, some are just come from that criminal culture of Venezuela. And I think that that kind of validates the argument that President Trump has been making that, narco states like Venezuela are using migration, they're weaponizing migration to destabilize our country. They're encouraging these people to leave Venezuela and destabilize the region and the United States. That's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing Venezuelan gangs operating our cities. That's very troubling.
Yeah, and scary, right? If you're on one of those trains where something like that's happening, we know what happened in New York when someone stepped up and to do so now. Let's move on to this. Extreme heat has taken over parts of our country. It is the summer months, but there are now reports of firefighters scrambling to rescue people who've crossed the border illegally in these U.S. border towns. So, Todd, it goes back to U.S. resources now being shifted to focus on folks coming here illegally. Your thoughts on that?
Right. That's the new norm in the United States and has been for 3 years. I mean, we were just talking about Chicago. Look at their diversion of resources to illegal immigrants, 300,000 of them at least in their region. That's going on all across the nation. Every school district, every hospital system. There is no infrastructure in the United States, no system, no organization that is not stressed by this to an extreme degree all over the United States. And I'm not at all surprised that, we're using firefighters down on the border to go do this sort of thing. I mean, that's what they have to do. Doctors have an oath that they have to treat illegal immigrants and not get paid. Hospital systems are in the red all over the country, and that's what they organized. They orchestrated this at the White House. Maximum entries, unobstructed superhighway as fast as they could build it. And that's going to be the way it is all the way to at least January. And if the Biden administration wins a second term, then you're looking at another 4 years of this. Get ready.
You're talking about cell phones, you're talking about debit cards, now you're talking about places to stay, food, driver's licenses, just depending on which city you're in at this point. We appreciate that, Alfonso Aguilar and Todd Bidsman.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. Appreciate it.